Is now a good time to buy a home in New York City? Or should I wait until next year? Don't decide before watching this video. Hey everyone, I'm Erin Stabb, your New York City real estate advisor, and today we're diving into one of the biggest questions I get asked almost daily. Should I buy a home in New York City right now or wait until next year? If you've been keeping an eye on rates, watching listing prices bounce up and down, or feeling that tug of war between I'm ready and maybe I should wait, you're definitely not alone. Buying in New York is complex. It's not a yes or no decision, it's a strategy. And that strategy revolves around 3 different clocks that never quite tick in sync. The money clock, which is rates, taxes, and closing costs. The market clock, inventory, pricing, and negotiability. And the U clock, your personal timeline, lifestyle, and risk comfort. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear New York City specific framework to figure out which clock you should be listening to and how to make the smartest move possible. And when you decide to buy a home, don't go in blind. Download my free guide from Hello to Home and learn how to buy smart in the city that never sleeps. The link is in the description below. So grab a coffee and let's break it down together. Starting with number 1, the rate reality. Treat it as a variable, not the driver. Let's start with what everyone talks about, interest rates. Right now, 30-year mortgage rates sit right around 6%. Not ideal compared to the 3% days we all miss, but also not terrible when you look at the big picture. Historically, rates have averaged between 7 and 8%. The forecasts for next year, a slow, mild decline, assuming inflation keeps trending down, and rates will be maybe into the high 5s. But here's the key. A quarter-point difference in rate might change your monthly payment by a couple $100s, not thousands. What actually moves the needle are the deals you negotiate. Price adjustments, seller credits, developer incentives. Those can make a far bigger impact than waiting on a few decimal points of rate change. You can always refinance later, but you cannot rewind to grab a great opportunity that you missed. Also, focus less on the rate number and more on your overall monthly payment. If you can comfortably afford your dream home at a decent rate, then that may be more important and meaningful for your life. Moving on to number 2, micro markets, macro difference, prices and supply by borough. Now let's talk about what really defines the New York City market. Location, micro trends. Manhattan is where we're seeing some breathing room. Inventory is up compared to last year. Days on market are longer and sellers are listening. Midtown condos and Upper East Side co-ops are especially negotiable. In Brooklyn, things are tighter. Brownstone neighborhoods like Park Slope, Carroll Gardens, and Cobble Hill are still hot, especially for 2 and 3 bedroom homes with outdoor space. Those move quickly and often above ask. Queens has a bit of both worlds. Areas like Long Island City, Astoria, and Forest Hills are stable. But move out toward Bayside or Jackson Heights and you'll find more flexibility and price variation. So when someone asks, how is the New York City market? The real answer is, which one? Manhattan buyers have leverage, Brooklyn buyers need speed, and Queens buyers are walking the middle line. Now let's talk about rent versus buy, the monthly gut check. Here's something most people overlook. How much your rent is costing you right now. New York City rents are still hovering near record highs, and even stabilized renewals are climbing. If you're paying top-tier rent, waiting might actually cost you more than buying. If you're planning to stay in the city longer term, say 7+ years, locking in a mortgage now can help protect you from those annual rent hikes while letting you build equity. But if you're uncertain about your timeline or you're still on a great rent-controlled unit, it might make sense to just pause. Just make sure you're doing the math, not guessing. The smartest buyers compare total ownership cost versus rent, including maintenance, taxes, insurance, and reserves. And there's something to be said about having a home that's your own. There is a great deal of pride in that, and you can make it your own. The next thing to consider when deciding to buy this year or next, the 60-second math drill. What a small rate dip really saves. Let's look at some quick numbers because honestly, this is where things click for most buyers. Say you're looking at a $1 million condo and putting 20% down. That's an $800,000 loan. At an interest rate of 6.2%, your monthly payment, which is your principal and interest, would be $4,900. Now, if that rate drops a bit to 6%, your payment goes down to roughly $4,800. So you're saving just over $100 a month. If it dips even further to 5.5%, your payment is closer to $4,500, saving you about $350 a month compared to where we started. So yes, a lower rate helps, but not as dramatically as people expect. And here's the kicker. When rates fall quickly, what do you think happens? Everyone jumps back into the market. More buyers means more bidding wars and prices can easily rise 3 to 5%, wiping out the benefit of that slightly lower rate. That's why instead of waiting for some perfect rate, it often makes more sense to lock in on value now while most people are still on the sidelines. Next, let's talk about seasonality and rate windows when timing really matters. Traditionally, New York's busiest markets are spring and early fall. But in recent years, we've seen something new, rate windows. Whenever rates dip, even slightly, buyers rush in and competition explodes. So ironically, the quieter months like winter or midsummer can actually be your best friend. That's when sellers are more motivated, developers offer incentives, and you can often negotiate a better deal. The trick is staying ready. Keep your pre-approval active and your documents current so you can act fast when that opportunity appears. Number 6 on our list, new development versus resale, incentives versus transparency. Here's another big decision that shapes your timing, new development versus resale. Developers right now are working hard to move inventory. That means sponsor concessions like rate buydowns, closing cost credits, and sometimes even paying your transfer taxes. These incentives can save you tens of thousands up front. Resales, on the other hand, offer more transparency. You see the building's history, the budget, the reserves, local law repairs, and you know exactly what you're buying into. So if you want flexibility and perks, go new. If you want clarity and stability, go resale. Either way, make sure the deal aligns with your timeline, not the market's hype. Another important thing to consider when deciding when to buy, the hidden monthlies, local laws, and risk costs. Here's something a lot of buyers forget. Your mortgage isn't the only monthly bill that changes. Buildings across New York City are adjusting budgets to comply with Local Law 97 regarding carbon emissions, Local Law 11, which is facade repairs, and Local Law 126 for garage inspections. Those laws can trigger massive expenses, often passed onto unit owners as assessments or higher common charges. And if you're looking at waterfront properties, flood insurance is another factor. Premiums can vary based on elevation, building age, and flood zone status. The point is, even if rates drop, your total carrying costs can rise from these non-loan factors. So always have your attorney and agent check the building's compliance history, reserve fund, and energy grade before you commit. Next on our list, the closing cost reality. Don't skip this step. Now let's talk about one of the most common shocks for New York City buyers, the closing costs. Between the mansion tax, which is 1% and up above $1 million, the mortgage recording tax, which is 1.8 to 1.925% of your mortgage amount for condos and townhouses, your title insurance and attorney fees, you could be looking at 3 to 5% of your purchase price before your first mortgage payment even begins. Buying a new development? Well, sponsors often shift their own closing costs to you, which include the transfer taxes and legal fees. But in slower cycles, you can often negotiate those back. So before you sign anything, have your lender or agent outline your complete closing estimate. A 0.25% rate change might save you $150 a month, but a misunderstood tax bill can cost you a prime opportunity to negotiate or thousands of dollars up front. I talk all about mistakes to avoid when buying a home in New York City in my latest video, so feel free to check that out. Lastly on our list, number 9, now versus next year, comparing the two scenarios. Here's the million-dollar question. What really happens if you buy now versus next year? Well, if you buy now, you're entering a calmer market. Sellers are negotiable, developers are offering credits, and rents are still rising. You can find deals now that probably won't exist when everyone jumps back into the market. If you wait, rates might drop slightly, but demand will roar back. The same homes could be pricier, competition more fierce, and less negotiation leverage. The better move is to stop chasing perfection and aim for alignment. Buy when your finances, timing, and opportunity line up, not when a headline tells you to. Here's a super powerful bonus tip, the hidden advantage of pre-underwritten approval. This is a power move that almost no one talks about, getting pre-underwritten, not just pre-approved. So what's the difference? A standard pre-approval says you're likely to qualify, but a pre-underwritten file, that's already been reviewed and scrutinized by an actual underwriter and conditionally approved. It's as close to cash as you can get without winning the lottery. In competitive New York City neighborhoods or co-op boards that scrutinize every number, that extra step gives the seller and listing agent huge confidence in you and your ability to close. It shortens timelines, strengthens offers, and can even help you win negotiations without overbidding or foregoing your financing contingency. Even if you're not buying tomorrow, getting pre-underwritten helps you understand your true borrowing power and see exactly how rate shifts affect your affordability. It is the single smartest prep step that you can take. So where does all of this leave us? If you found a great property, your finances are solid, and you can negotiate value, buy now. You'll secure a good deal while others hesitate, and you can always refinance later. If affordability feels tight or you're unsure about your next few years, wait intentionally. Use the time to build savings, watch inventory, and stay informed. Either way, this isn't about luck, it's about readiness. Buying in New York City isn't about perfect timing, it's about thoughtful timing. When you understand your numbers, buildings, financial health, and your personal goals, you take emotion out of the equation and make clear, confident moves. I'm Erin Stabb with Compass, helping you buy smarter and live better in New York City. If this video helped you, like it, subscribe, and share it with anyone asking the same questions. And if you're serious about creating your own buy now versus wait game plan, message me. I'll map it out for your budget, lifestyle, and timeline. Let's make your New York City home purchase not just possible, but strategic. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon.